Hi, my name is Janae, and today I want to share with you what I'm going to be planting in my 2025 garden. I want to start with the fact that I am growing in Zone 5B in New York. It is currently, I believe the temperature is currently 1 outside Fahrenheit. So we're definitely not planting anything outside just yet. However, it is currently, I think, February 21st or 22nd, and we can start getting some things planted we can get some seedlings started. And I also do want to just let everybody know that I am planting in raised beds this year. This is my second year gardening. My first year I planted in containers. We lived in a place that had absolutely no yard space at all. So everything was in containers last year. That was also my first year ever planting, growing anything. Before that, I would have told you I did not have a green thumb. So I am only going into my second year. We have moved, we have more space. My husband is going to be building me raised beds. And if possible, I do plan on putting some things in the ground, but I'm going to share with you the seeds that I have on hand right now. I also have some seeds that are on the way. And then I am going to share with you some plans that I have for the upcoming growing season. All right, so we're going to start with the seeds that I have on hand. These are from, I want to say, either Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not sure. They're the Fairy Morris ones. I think they're all organic. That tomato's not. There's one tomato that's not, I think. Oh, okay. Well, so far what I have already started are 3 of these. I started the tall Utah celery. I started the sweet Spanish yellow Utah jumbo onion, and the red burgundy onion. Now, all of these, the celery is 10 weeks. You're supposed to start indoors 10 weeks before your last frost date. Our last frost date is, it depends on where you look. I'm seeing anywhere from May 7th to May 9th. So, and honestly, in the climate that we live in New York, sometimes we are still having snow in May. So that 10 weeks is kind of, for me, I kind of like to border a little bit closer to that 10 weeks than further away from that 10 weeks. So I started right about 10 weeks out. So I've got celery currently, because I just started it yesterday, and I've got my 2 onions. Also on deck for this year, I've got this broccoli. I think it's Dichicho? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I also have the Chef's Choice blend tomato. These look like a little cherry. We have Crimson Sweet watermelon, and I have Aroma tomato. In addition to the seeds that I have on hand, I also have an order that I'm currently waiting for it to arrive from Botanical Interest. And in that order, I have the Butter Crunch Butterhead lettuce. I have Sugar Magnolia snap pea seeds, Sweet Bell blend peppers. I have Tokyo long white bunching or scallion onions. I have Minnesota midget cantaloupes, also known as muskmelon seeds. I have ancho or poblano chili seeds, and I have Romanesco cauliflower, Sweetie Pole cherry tomatoes, Cosmic purple carrot seeds. I have Snowball Y cauliflower, lemon cucumbers, Cinderella pumpkins, and Muncher Persian cucumbers. And I'm also wanting to bring in some pollinators this year. So I grabbed a Miss Jekyll blend, which are Love in a Mist, to start planting some more flowers as well. Now, let's talk about our plans for this year for the garden. So we are a family of 8. And while I would love to long-term be able to grow enough food to feed our family for a whole year and, grow enough food so that I can preserve and all of that. Right now, I'm only going into my second year gardening, my first year in this yard. So my only goal right now is to grow enough so that we can eat something from the garden each night for dinner during the growing season, during the harvest season, if you will. So I plan to, start all the things that I need to start early. That way we can get the most out of our harvest. We have a fairly short growing season here where we are in New York. And we have been getting hotter these past few years, but we also don't get extremely hot, but we do get extremely cold. So it's kind of hard. And our springs are also hard because sometimes we have very warm springs that are very unpredictable. Sometimes we're in the 70s, 80s in the springtime. And like I said, sometimes it is springtime and there is still snow on the ground. And so with all of that, we know that we have about 2 months where it's going to be warm, and we can really depend on that warmth. And everything else is kind of like, it could be not. So I want to get as much as I can started indoors. That way, once the weather turns and I can get things outside, I want to get them outside as soon as I can, get them growing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a fall garden. I'm not really. I guess I'll plan that once we get past this stage. Now, I also do have some other plans. There's some stuff that I still plan on growing that I have not ordered yet or haven't found yet. I do plan on growing potatoes, so I'm going to need to grab some seed potatoes for that. I do want to grow a few more types of peppers. I know I want to grab some banana peppers, sweet banana peppers, and my husband would probably like it if I grow a couple of other types of peppers. And I'm sure that, and there's also a few other flowers I want to look into. I want to look into native flowers for my area to bring in pollinators as well. Now, being that this is only my second year, we're in a new location. Therefore, I don't know what kind of pests I'm going to be dealing with. I don't know if there's already any type of... I don't know the conditions that I'm growing in just yet. We moved into this house when the snow had already fallen. So I have not touched the soil. I truly do not know what we are working with. Now, I do know that I see remnants of a rose bush that is in the front yard, which does give me hope. And there's a couple of other things that look like they had died back, decorative type plants, not necessarily edible foods. And so that does give me hope that I can plant directly in ground. And if that is the case, I may forego the raised beds completely and just plant in ground. The raised beds are kind of like a second, what's the word I'm looking for? The raised beds are kind of a backup plan if we're not able to plant in ground for whatever reason. So that's all I have for you today. I would love to hear what you're planting in your garden this year, and if you have any recommendations for anything fun. We do also use this as a learning opportunity for the kids and for myself, to be completely honest with you. I did not grow up growing things. I did not grow up gardening. And so I like to use this as an opportunity to kind of get my kids out there and for them to see that there are so many different varieties of things. That's why I'm grabbing the lemon cucumbers this year and the Romanesco cauliflower. Those kind of look different than what we can get in the grocery store. And I really like that. And so if there are any varieties or anything that you might recommend, I would love to hear it. Or if you're just starting your gardening journey and you want to follow along, we can figure things out together. Because if there's anything I've learned from watching so many gardeners, homesteaders, whatever you want to call them, creators, and they all say one thing in common, that there's going to be failure in gardening and that you just get back up and you try again and you try again. So follow me as I learn my yard this year and how to keep all of these things alive and thriving. And I'm sure that there's going to be times where we're troubleshooting what is wrong, and hopefully we'll also be sharing some abundant harvests. So Let me know if you are also just as excited about the 2025 gardening season, and how close are you to being able to plant outside, or are you already?